So, good afternoon, students. Good afternoon to everyone. Now, you will see on the screen, I have written the definition of very important words which you must know and which must be known to all the students of language. All those students who are the learners of language, they should know very well this definition, such like the definition of grammar, tense, voice, active voice, passive voice. See, what is the definition of grammar? It is the discipline of language. What is it? Discipline of language. Do you know why is it called the discipline of language? Can anyone explain it? Any one of you? Would you like to explain why is it called the discipline of language? First of all, you tell me what do you mean by discipline? Discipline means what? Anusasan. Yes, the Hindi meaning of discipline means anusasan. अनुशासन अनुशासन से आप क्या समझते हैं? अनुशासन मीन्स देयर मस्ट बी अ सिस्टम, देयर मस्ट बी अ प्रॉपर सिस्टम एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वी शुड वर्क. फॉर एग्जांपल, इन व्हेन यू लिव इन योर फैमिली, जब आप अपने परिवार में रहते हैं तो देयर इज आल्सो डिसिप्लिन which has been made by family, and you have to follow the rules and regulations. When you are in school, there is also discipline. Do you find some discipline in school also? There is some fixed time. On that time, you have to reach school. There are already allotted periods. Some voice is coming from your side. Please stop it. Otherwise, I will mute everyone. Those persons who are creating or any sound is coming from your home, please mute yourself. When you want to say something, you can unmute. And otherwise, I will mute from here. You will not be able to speak. So be careful. So we were talking about discipline. So discipline means a proper system which helps us to work properly, to work systematically. If there is absence of discipline, either in family, society, in country, everywhere, without discipline, nothing can go on properly. Nothing can be worked systematically. The same thing is followed for language also. In language also you find there is already a fixed criteria that first of all you have to use subject, thereafter you have to use verb, thereafter you have to use object. Do you know about it or not? Please reply. Do you know? When we speak a sentence, first of all we use subject, thereafter verb, thereafter object. What is this? This is a system. This is a discipline. If you try to break it, and in place of subject if you speak first of all or write first of all verb, thereafter object, thereafter subject, then it will break the system, and the listeners will not be able to understand what you want to express, what you want to speak, and it will create lots of problems. Are you getting or not? This is the reason it is said that it is the discipline of language. Whatever we speak, whatever we write, that is in a systematic order, that is already fixed, and we have to follow the rules. Then it will be helpful for the listener. They can understand what is the purpose of language. The purpose of language is to communicate with one another, and if it is not able to be communicated properly, there is no use of language. Who is painting? I will slap you from here. Don't create any nuisance work. Listen to me carefully only and don't try to be artist. So we can say grammar is the discipline of language. Why is it called discipline of language? I have already told you. Is the definition clear to everyone? Okay, let us talk about the definition of tense. The definition of tense is it is the study of the forms of verbs. You know very well there are five forms of verbs. How many forms of verbs are there? V1, V2, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. You know very well. So tense studies all these forms of verbs. This is the work of tense. Thereafter voice. Do you know very well? Voice means what? Voice means a statement. In Hindi it is called vach. So what is voice? So it is that form of a verb. It is that form of a verb. Voice इस sentence का नहीं होता है. Voice verb का होता है. It is that form of a verb which shows whether what is denoted by the subject does something or has something done to it. वॉइस जो है वो क्रिया का वो फॉर्म है या वो रूप है जो बताता है कि हमारे वाक्य में जो सब्जेक्ट है वो कुछ कर रहा है या फिर उसके ऊपर ही कुछ किया जा रहा है. वॉइस ये बताता है कि जो हमारे वाक्य में सब्जेक्ट है वो कोई काम कर रहा है या उसके ऊपर ही कुछ काम किया जा रहा है. और ये बात पता चलती है वॉइस से, वर्ब के फॉर्म से. Now it is divided into two parts, active voice and passive voice. So I have already told you, voice tells us that either the subject does something or has something done to it. So when the subject does something, that is called active voice. A verb is in the active voice when its form shows that the person or thing denoted by the subject does something. जब क्रिया का रूप ये बताता है कि हमारे वाक्य में जो सब्जेक्ट है वही कोई काम कर रहा है तो उसे हम लोग एक्टिव वॉइस बोलते हैं. जब सब्जेक्ट कोई काम कर रहा होता है तो उसको एक्टिव वॉइस कहा जाता है. और ठीक इसके विपरीत पैसिव वॉइस. अ वर्ब इज इन द पैसिव वॉइस व्हेन इट्स फॉर्म shows something is done to the person or thing denoted by the subject. एक्टिव वॉइस में जहां सब्जेक्ट कुछ कर रहा होता है वहीं पैसिव वॉइस में क्या होता है कि सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर ही कुछ किया जाता है, वहां सब्जेक्ट कुछ नहीं कर रहा होता है. आर यू गेटिंग और नॉट? आर ऑल दिस डिफिनेशंस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? Have you any query, any doubt which you want to ask? If you want to ask, you can ask freely. Yes. Hmm. So listen to me once again. I told you active voice. Active voice means what? Active voice means the subject is doing something. For example, Ram reads a book. Ram reads a book. In this sentence, what is the subject? Reading is subject. Then what is verb? Read is verb. So what is subject? Ram. Of course, Ram. Ram is subject and Ram is doing a work. What is his work? He reads a book. He is doing the work of reading. He is doing the work of reading. So Ram is subject here. Now the question arises, what is he reading? Book. So book is object here. When we use what, when we make question what, we raise a question by using what, and what the answer comes, that is object. So it is quite clear in this sentence, Ram is doing a work. व्हाट इज हिज वर्क? तो वर्क इज रीडिंग अ बुक. हाँ, रीडिंग. तो व्हाट इज ही रीडिंग? तो ही इज रीडिंग अ बुक. राम इज सब्जेक्ट, रीड इज वर्ब, book is object. So this is in active voice. Is it clear? Now let us see passive voice. A book is read by Ram. Now the subject, in place of subject, a book has been used. So a book is read by Ram. In this sentence, book has been used as a subject and Ram has gone at the place of object. So do you think a book is read by Ram? In this sentence, book is doing any work? इस सेंटेंस में बुक कोई काम कर रहा है क्या? काम तो राम ही कर रहा है. यानी राम तो यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट बन गया है ना. किताब राम के द्वारा पढ़ा जा रहा है या किताब राम के द्वारा पढ़ा जाता है. तो किताब तो कुछ नहीं कर रहा. अब बुक इज रेड बाय राम, तो किताब राम के द्वारा पढ़ा जाता है और किताब को आपने सब्जेक्ट में बनाया, तो यहाँ पे वो कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, तो ये पैसिव वॉइस हो गया. राम रीड्स ए बुक, दिस इज एक्टिव वॉइस. अ बुक इज रेड बाय राम, दिस इज पैसिव वॉइस. इज इट क्लियर? अभी भी कंफ्यूजन है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. नो एनी कंफ्यूजन? Okay, good. So let us proceed now. After the definitions, I will teach you the first one, that is simple present. Now you will see what is the structure I have written here. Tense. The first structure of tense is simple present and the structure is subject plus V1 or V5 plus object. Do you people know where do we use V1, where do we use V5? Don't know. Okay, listen to me. The subjects such like he, she, it, name and singular number. If you want, you can note it down. He, she, it, name and singular number. They take V5. They take V5. The other subjects like I, you, we, they and plural number. Once again, I, you, we, they and plural number. They take V1. Is it clear? Have you noted down? Why? Do you know about it? Bet, better you note down if you don't know, and if you know, it is okay. Let us see at what time or for which type of actions we use this type of structure. So this structure is used for such actions which take place as a daily routine. It shows habit, nature and universal action. तो all such actions which take place as a daily routine मतलब जो रोजमर्रा की तरह काम होता है, रोज होता है, रिपीटेड होता है. तो जहां भी डेली रूटीन की तरह काम हो, there we use the structure of simple present for such type of actions. वो actions जो habit की तरह हो या नेचर शो करते हो, नेचर यानी कि किसी का स्वभाव, या यूनिवर्सल एक्शन हो. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड यूनिवर्सल एक्शन? यूनिवर्सल मीन्स दैट इज एक्सेप्टेड बाय एवरीवन. कोई ऐसी चीज जो सब लोग मानते हो और उसमें कोई आर्गुमेंट नहीं हो. अगर मैं कहूं कि पृथ्वी सूर्य की परिक्रमा करती है, तो आप लोग क्या कहेंगे? ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, नहीं होगा। आपको मालूम है कि पृथ्वी सूर्य की परिक्रमा करती है, तो ये किस तरह का एक्शन है? ये यूनिवर्सल एक्शन है। पृथ्वी सूर्य की परिक्रमा आज नहीं कर रही है, सदियों से कर रही है, आगे भी करती रहेगी, और इस पर कोई आर्गुमेंट भी नहीं है, ये बात सभी लोग मानते हैं। मैं अगर कहूं कि सूरज पूरब में निकलता है, तो आप क्या कहेंगे? नहीं, पश्चिम में भी निकल सकता है, सदियों से सूरज पूरब में ही निकलता है, आगे भी निकलेगा। तो वो एक्शन जो पास्ट में भी होते थे, प्रेजेंट में भी हो रहे हैं, और फ्यूचर में भी होते रहेंगे, जो कि बिल्कुल शाश्वत सत्य है। ऐसा सत्य जिस पे कोई आर्गुमेंट नहीं और सब लोग इसको स्वीकार करते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं यूनिवर्सल एक्स। समझ गया? लेट अस सी सम एग्जांपल। सी राइट्स अ लेटर। वह एक खत लिखती है। तो वो खत लिखती है का मतलब ये नहीं है कि अभी वो खत लिख रही है। वो खत लिखती है का मतलब कि उसको खत लिखना आता है। जब भी उसको आप खत लिखने बोलिएगा, वो खत लिख देगी। यह इसका मतलब हुआ। ही गोज टू स्कूल डेली। वो रोज स्कूल जाता है। देखिए, डेली रूटीन है उसका, रोज स्कूल वो जाता है। तो ही इज गोइंग टू स्कूल आप नहीं कर सकते यहाँ पे, ये गलत हो जाएगा। ही इज गोइंग टू स्कूल डेली, दिस इज ए रॉन्ग सेंटेंस। क्यों? क्योंकि दिस इज द एक्शन विच टेक प्लेस एज ए डेली रूटीन। तो यहाँ पे आपको सिंपल प्रेजेंट का ही स्ट्रक्चर लगाना है। यू ऑलवेज टेल ए लाई। तुम हमेशा झूठ बोलते। व्हाट डज इट शो? इट शो योर हैबिट और नेचर। ये आपकी आदत, हाँ, ये आपकी आदत के और स्वभाव के बारे में बताता है। अब यहाँ पे आप कहेंगे यू आर ऑलवेज टेलिंग अ लाई, तो आपका सेंटेंस गलत हो जाएगा। तुम हमेशा झूठ बोल रहे हो, एक गलत बात है। जब हमेशा वो बोल ही रहा है, तो ये उसका हैबिट और नेचर है। और ऐसे एक्शंस जो हैं, वो सिंपल प्रेजेंट के द्वारा ही व्यक्त किए जाते हैं, ना कि किसी दूसरे टेंस के द्वारा। द लास्ट वन यू कैन सी, द सन राइजेज इन द ईस्ट। सूरज पूरब में उगता है। यूनिवर्सल एक्शन है ना? तो आई होप विद द हेल्प ऑफ ऑल these examples you have understood where we can use the structure of simple present. Does anyone want to ask any question regarding this structure? It means it is quite clear to everyone. So all these sentences are in affirmative. But do you know when simple present structure is changed into negative, the structure becomes subject plus do or does plus not plus V1 plus object. Here I would like to know, do you people have idea where we use do or where we use does? Where do we use do और where do we use does? हम लोग do और does कहाँ इस्तेमाल करते हैं? No any idea? Look, where do we use V1? There we use does. Sorry, do. And where do we use V5? There we use does. So as I told you, he, she, it, name and singular number, they take V5, and they take does also. In negative sentence, they take does. Are you with a plural number? They take V1. But when they are used in negative sentences, they take do. As you will see in the example, in affirmative, the sentence is she writes a letter, subject plus V5. But when it is changed into negative, so it takes does not. She does not write a letter. If you make the sentence she not write a letter, your sentence will be incorrect. Here you have to use does. Without using does, your sentence will be incorrect. She does not write a letter. Interrogative. Does she write a letter? क्या वो खत लिखती है? Interrogative. Does she not write a letter? क्या वो खत नहीं लिखती है? Did you understand or not? Does anyone want to ask anything? No, sir. Okay, now I am giving you another example. I help everyone. I help everyone. Now you tell me what will be the negative of this sentence? I help I help everyone. Change into negative. I I does not help. I के साथ does होगा. What will be? Yes. I do not help anyone. I do not help anyone. What will be interrogative of this sentence? What will be interrogative of this sentence? I do I help anyone? Yes, you are quite right. When we turn a sentence into interrogative, so first of all we put auxiliary verb. Keep it in your mind. When you turn a sentence into interrogative, first of all you should use auxiliary verb at first, and then you will use subject. As you can see in the example, she does not write a letter. Here she is subject, does auxiliary, write main verb, and letter is object. But when I change it into interrogative, so first of all I have put auxiliary verb does, thereafter subject, then main verb, and then object a letter. Does she write a letter? After, when you put auxiliary verb before the subject, it becomes interrogative sentence. Is it clear to everyone?